Today we are going to be learning about how to write a check. The first thing we need to look at is the different components of a check. So, the first part here labeled 1, that is where the date's going to be. And then 2, this is the person or the company that's going to be receiving the payment. Three, this is the amount of payment in numbers. And then again, the same information, the amount of payment, but now using words. Then number 5 here, this is the memo. Now, memo is just a description of the payment. 6 is your signature. 7 is your routing number. 8 is your account number. 9, the last number here, and the top right corner is the check number. Now, how to write a check. The first thing you are going to do is write the date. After you write the date, then you're going to write who you're sending the check to, the person or the company, and the dollar amount. Then you're going to write out the dollar amount in words. And then any cents, you are going to do the number of cents over 100. And then wherever you stop writing, draw a line to the very end of the line, so nobody can alter your check. And then you write your memo, which is optional, but it's very useful to know why you wrote the check to a specific place or person. And lastly, your signature. So that's the front of a check. Now the back of the check. The back of the check looks just like this. And there's a reason why it has an X. Usually when you see an X, that means you need to sign. So here you are to endorse your check. So the reason why you endorse a check is to either deposit your check or cash it, deposit or cash it, or to sign it over to someone else. For example, if you received your paycheck, but you don't have time to go to the bank to cash it, you can sign it over to your mom, and your mom can go cash it for you. So when you are endorsing a check, you turn the check over, sign it on the back of the check. You should sign your name exactly the same way as it's written on the front of a check. You do not want to write below the line. So all your writing and signature will be above. So there's different types of ways to endorse a check. The first way is a blank endorsement. So you're going to sign your name the way it appears on the front of the check. It's very important that you do not sign your check with a blank endorsement until you are about to cash or deposit it. You do not want to lose a check and it to be signed and endorsed, and then somebody else cashes that money and takes that money away. So all we're going to do is sign our name. And that's all a blank endorsement is. The next type of endorsement is a restrictive endorsement. This is a safer method to endorse your check and is recommended if you are mailing or someone else is depositing a check. So before you sign your check, write the phrase "for deposit only," and then you sign your name underneath. So let's do that. For deposit only. And then we're going to sign our name. So this way, when it says for deposit only, this check can only be deposited into a bank account. It cannot be cashed. So it stops somebody from finding the check and taking it to a bank to get it cashed. The last endorsement. This is a special endorsement. This method allows you to sign your check over to someone else, who may then deposit it or cash it. So, what we're going to write is pay to the order of. So let's say we want to allow Billy Bob Joe to cash this check for us. So we'll say pay to the order of, and then we'll write the person's name. Billy Bob Joe. Now this gives Billy Bob Joe permission to cash the check or even deposit it. And then we sign our name. So that is endorsing a check. The last thing we're going to do today is go over some examples of writing checks. The first one here, we are going to buy a pair of tickets for an upcoming school event with a check payable to our school of $42.50. So this top left information is your information. It will be your street address and your name. Since it has a blank here, we're just going to go on and write in our name. But this would be already printed on your check. Then today's date. And we are writing the check to our school, so go on and write our school. And then you're going to write how much we're paying the school. $42.50. So $42.50 using numbers. Now we're going to write it out in words. So 42 and we have 50 cents. So we're going to do 50 over 100 to represent our change. And then we're going to draw a line all the way to the dollars where it's written. This way nobody can alter our check. Now we need to write our memo. This part's optional, but it's very helpful. So this check is going to a school event. So we're going to write that. It is also helpful for the person you're giving this check to so they know why you're paying them. And lastly, we are going to sign our name. Note here, the first set of numbers here is the routing number. The second set is the account number and then your check number, which is also the same as the top. And then this address here is information on your actual bank. Let's look at the loss example here. We are going to pay rent to Mayfair Apartments for $750. You go on and write in your information, so your name and today's date. So we're going to pay Mayfair Apartments for $750. Here we just have dollars. We need to show the change. There's no change, so we're going to put 0.00. This way, if somebody were to get this check, they can't change $750 into $7,500. So now we're going to write out our check amount in words. So 750, and then we have no change. So we're going to do XX over 100. And again, the line all the way to our dollars, so nobody can change it. The memo, we're paying rent, so we're going to write rent and then sign our name. So that is the lesson on writing checks. Please reach out if you have any questions.